Yo, what's going on everybody? So today I want to have a discussion with you guys about Boruto's Jougan, and this is something that's been on my mind for a few months now. It's just been something that I've kind of held back on wanting to have any type of discussion about because I wanted to see what Kodachi had planned in the Boruto anime as well as in the Boruto manga. Now that in the manga we're getting some information about the Karma Seal, so I was kind of hoping that the anime would start giving us more information about the Jougan, because as of this recording, everything we know about the Jougan is stuff that I believe one of the artists, one of the directors for the Boruto anime talked about back in 2016, and we know a little bit based off of what Toneri said and what Urashiki said back in the versus Momoshiki arc last year. But since then, it's been pretty slim pickings as far as for information, and the reason why I felt as if maybe the Boruto anime might start giving us some information is if you go through and you look at the opening that for the current Boruto arc, you get this one moment where you see Boruto and he's got a Rasengan, look like there's some lightning release chakra around it, and you see his Jougan activate, and a lot of people are really hoping we get a Sasuke training arc in this, and you got some people like myself who are hoping that we get an adaptation for the second Sasuke Shinden novel, which they can squeeze into this time period and where the anime is. But that whole mark of Boruto's Jougan, it's been something that we've seen in just about every arc for the most part. It's something that they're constantly keeping in our mind. But the thing is we haven't really gotten any solid information about it, and part of me really worries, I have a legitimate worry that we've reached the point where they know what they want to do with the Jougan, they know what the abilities are, and yet at the same time they haven't worked out, number one, the logistics on how Boruto can tap into it, how to explain it via exposition in a way that doesn't bog down the weekly anime viewers, because in order to fully understand it, I mean, Sasuke's got to discover some type of scroll from the Susuke, or we have to have Toneri get released some kind of way from that prison that Urashiki had him in. Urashiki has to explain something. I mean, there has to be more. There has to be more. Like, as of right now, what we have isn't enough to justify Boruto using that Jougan. Now, as far as for the abilities and everything, I think that it's definitely a good idea, given the fact that it can do the space-time manipulation and the fact that it can travel to other dimensions, it can see other forms of chakra. So essentially, you have the best of Naruto and Naruto's sensory abilities, and you have Sasuke's ability to travel into other dimensions that are connected to Kaguya's realms. So I mean, that does help. That does show that Boruto is going to be given an opportunity for us to have some type of interactions with Sasuke and maybe playing a role with the Susuke threat going forward. But then when you look at Teenage Boruto's design, you notice that Teenage Boruto has that scar right above his Jougan, which that's led to a lot of people having a whole bunch of fan theories and fan fictions about what happened to Boruto's eye. How did he get that scar? Did someone try to take his Jougan? And that's all stuff that I really feel as if the anime really needs to start giving us information for, because when we start looking at where the anime is right now, we're at that point where a lot of people are getting very antsy to see either more novel material. I know right now they're doing the Konoha Shinden novel, and there's going to be a very slow build up towards the Mirai versus that Jashin cult leader, I believe Ryoko, if I'm saying his name wrong, freaking forgive me. Obviously it hasn't been adapted yet. It's been a few years since I've read that novel, but I mean, you have that fight, but a lot of people want to see the Shikamaru novel, a lot of people want to see the Sasuke novel, a lot of people want to see the Majina Bandits arc, and they want us to get closer and closer to where the anime, or excuse me, where the manga currently is. And it's one of those things where if we had somebody attempt to take Boruto's eye, maybe somebody from the Majina Bandits actually knows what Boruto's eye is, maybe when Boruto has that mission, I'm not going to spoil it for the anime only viewers, but he has a mission to protect somebody, and that's when his karma mark gets recognized. What if his Jougan something that's recognized in the anime version? What if something like that happens? What if somebody tries to collect his eye because they think it's a mutation of the Byakugan? Like, we need something. It's something that we got built up early on in the Academy arc, or what a lot of fans dubbed to be the new arc, which is you had this whole thing of where Hinata was looking into Boruto's eyes. Boruto thought that he awakened the Byakugan, and Hiashi said they just keep me updated on whatever happens with them. That's a plot point that the anime needs to come back around to. We need something. We need some information, and I think that this could be a good way to once again kind of introduce the Hyuga clan onto a different level. Because if you look at it, Toneri knows about the Hyuga clan's branch, and when you start looking at that, we could have a situation where maybe the Hyuga, maybe in their existence, maybe there was a moment where the Jougan awakened as somebody else. This will give us a great opportunity to further explore some of the lore when it comes to the Hyuga clan. But the thing is, it's like I'm starting to think that the Jougan might very well also be a mistake in the sense of the animator or whoever gave that quote back in 2015, flat out said that like when it came to teenage Boruto, it was 2016, but he flat out said that they're so focused on giving Boruto such a radical design that they didn't fully think everything through. They just wanted to make him so drastically different than what we last saw him when he and Naruto were doing the fist bump and having that ride off into the sunset moment in Boruto the movie. They wanted to make it so drastic to where it pulled people in, and they started explaining the karma seal, but I mean the Jougan, that's the big mystery. And if you ask me, I mean I personally feel if you didn't have a full idea of what it was going to be, how you're going to introduce it into the story, and how to kind of build it up, I personally feel you should have left it alone. It should have been something that was given to us as a bit of a surprise. It should have been a surprise. It should have been something that we got, maybe anime only arc or something, and then you kind of spring it on us in that way. I think that probably would have been something that's better. And I want to close out by saying this. You know, last time I made a video, I wouldn't say going on a rant because this really isn't a rant, but last time I made a video expressing my disappointment about something. I was talking about how in the manga they were ruining the opportunity with Kawaki. It had been almost 2 years since Kawaki had been introduced and we needed more information. And literally when I made that video, like the next week the Boruto chapter comes out and Kawaki is in the Boruto manga, and you can find that video over on Kryptonian Science. I mean, you can check the time dates for that and you can kind of match everything up. So I don't want to kind of fall in the same trap that I did in the past, but I do think that we definitely need to have this discussion. But I want to know from you guys, do you guys think that the Jougan was a bad idea? And if you feel that way, let me know why down in the comment section below. But as always guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day.